Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We're out here at Wichita Falls, Wichita Raceway Park, I think it is. We got Liam out. Good news and bad news. Before we get started and start doing some runs and everything, do me a huge favor. If you like the video, click the like button, leave me a comment, and it really helps. If you want to support us even more, click the join button below the video. There's a bunch of different package levels, I guess, on the perks that you get from it. But yeah, so we're here with Liam. We got it kind of working. So one of the things that ended up happening with the whole methanol setup, Magnafuel says don't use methanol. Now it's working. It's weird. Dave was testing out his launch control. So anyway, one of the big things that we screwed up last time, the last video that you saw, we were running on methanol. We had two of the pumps. One old one, I had. Speak for yourself. Yeah, I screwed it up. So Magnafuel says do not use methanol with the 4303. There's a lot of things that say don't use methanol, and they still work though. I mean, there's plenty of lines. All of these lines say no methanol, but they work perfectly fine with methanol. So I thought the pump was the same sort of thing.
It needs to be your voice of reason.
Pretty much.
Do not, like with medication, yeah. Do not drink, okay?
Yeah.
Well, I can't take you.
Don't mix. She wouldn't mix like a sugar pill with an aspirin. But long story short, we ended up breaking both of those pumps. Key on to prime it.
Goes up to about 40. I have it turned way down. What the hell is that? Alright, this is with single pump, but this one plugged off so that it can't backfeed into it. Fuel pressure comes up real quick.
So they were sending a whole bunch of debris through the system, not the debris that we were used to seeing previously. So two completely separate situations. We seem to have the situation figured out with getting the debris that we were having, but now we were putting a bunch of basically pump debris through there. So a bunch of metal and flakes and a bunch of crap. So yeah, totally destroyed two pumps. One was 4 years old. I didn't really care too much about that, but the other one was like only a year old and we hadn't even used it before. Dead. Like, sounded like crap. And luckily, so I went and got another one thinking that only one of them was bad. I thought this old one was the problem, and so I got this one and I was like, all right, I'll just run two. I realized that the other one was also broken. So I rigged it up, basically did a filter and a Y setup from like previous fittings that we've used so that we can just use this one pump, and we went back to E85. So I just wanted to come out. NX Gonzo, Aaron, he had this track rental going on, and so I wanted to participate, so we rigged it up. Problem is I didn't do it until we got here, so I don't know how many more runs we'll get, but I'm going to try to get the calibration going and everything, and do another pass. The first pass that I didn't get any video, or did you get video of it? Trolling me? But
I got video of your pass, yeah.
Oh, okay, so that video we'll show you here.
Right, I don't know if they're like the same style pumps. You're in the water. Run it right here. I don't know. You're in the water. At the edge of it? Inside of it. So, like, when you're tired, put on the brakes, get some speed.
Nah, it's like doing the run out right here.
Oh, that's fine. Whatever you want, boss. This is your story.
all was pretty good. I didn't try to like do a hard pass or anything, so it spun a little bit. I didn't get the tires warmed up enough. Yeah, I was just seeing if it would make a pass, and everything was good. Fuel was good. It's weird actually having 8 cylinders working because it comes up on the launch control and builds a boost like so easy. The motor was definitely hurt for a really long time, and we were just dealing with it. Having this fresh motor in there, dude, it feels phenomenal. But I gotta turn it down a little bit on the beginning. But we have no intercooler and we're running 85. So that's, I feel like we're always testing, you know, something. I know plenty of people have done it. They said it would be perfectly fine. Intake air temps, even if we're running like full boost, are gonna probably be anywhere around like 320 degrees, 350 degrees, which I know people have personally done that perfectly fine on E85 with no intercooler and been fine. Is it gonna make the same power? I don't know, probably not, but there's power to spare, so that's not a huge deal. So yeah, I'm gonna make a couple of changes and see if I can actually make it do a decent pass. The track is really slick because it's like 35, 40 degrees out here right now. It's pretty cold. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This tank is pretty much, it's doing absolutely nothing. We're only using this one. There's a bunch of gas in there, but I don't have lines that will reach the new setup. So I'm gonna have to redo these lines so that I can still, you know, drive around on pump gas if I want to, which I'm going to want to. I kind of want to treat the ethanol the same way that we were going to treat the methanol. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, but I'm gonna put another calibration in here and see how it does. Holy crap, it's cold as hell. So everything went pretty good, as expected. This fuel pump performed as it should have. We have the two -8s going into the -12 and then into the pump and then -10 out. So it's fed properly. So I expected it to
cover very easily on E85 what we were throwing at it. So ended up going up to about 14.5 pounds of boost by the last pass. So I can work with that. We'll put it on the dyno. We'll see how much power we can make safely with the no intercooler. You know, hopefully we can keep it back up to about 900 or 1,000. I don't really want to go beyond that. Plus I know that pump isn't going to really support beyond that with the E85. So that's probably where this is going to have to stay. That being said, I don't know if I'll probably, I may just go over to the actual 75, switch it back to the old turbo, because I know that'll do about 950. And if the fuel system's not going to have the capability of doing any more than that for a while, you know, until we can spend significant money on it to get it a better fuel pump system, or redo the entire system and go mechanical or something, which I really don't want to do, then maybe that's the better way to go. We're going to put an 88 on the El Camino anyway, so maybe we just give that turbo over to the El Camino and put the old one back on this and just have some fun, because that's what's been missing. You know, with the truck, we've been struggling so much to, you know, lately finding little problems here and there, and then finding out the pumps are dead. It's been a pain. I want to go out and have some fun with this damn car. So that may be what we do. But we have another problem with the truck. And if you remember seeing in the 2 passes, there was a lot of like bouncing going on. I think that was honestly just with how cold the track was, because Dave's was doing that too. Dave's never does that. Mine never does that. So it might have been something about the surface. We didn't really do any passes until it was probably about 35 or 33 degrees out there. The shake is still there. So if you remember in previous videos before we broke the motor, we were having an issue of anything over about 100 RPM or 100 mile an hour is starting. It was doing this vibration that felt like an unbalanced wheel in the rear. I'm thinking, after checking a bunch of different things, we could not figure it out. It's not the wheels, it's not the tires. It's as far as I can tell, it's not the axles themselves. What I think might be happening is we have a shock that I think is just completely blown. Because I started thinking about this. The issues that we were having with the shaking started happening around the same time that it just drastically started going hard right. And we had to make a really, really big bar and anti-roll bar adjustment change to get it to go back straight. So I'm wondering if that was actually the same time that the shock, we think this left shock is just completely blown. So I'm gonna take the suspension off, or the coilovers off, take the springs off, see what kind of condition the shock is in. And if it's a matter of just getting a new set of shocks, then we will do that. And hopefully that survives the shaking problem. Because what I'm thinking is, I mean, these wheels aren't the most expensive in the world. We don't balance them. And so I think what is usually, kind of a shake that gets soaked up by the shock is just able to go crazy. And so once you get to about 100 mile an hour, the wheel, what little like imbalance that it has is not being soaked up, because it's basically just on the spring, like no resistance, just able to do what it wants. So I don't know, that may explain a couple of the struggles that we're having. We'll see. We got a lot to still do, but it's running again. It's back on E85. We will continue to mess around with methanol in the future. That's why we're going to stick with the dual fuel tank setup that we got. But we're going to need a different fuel pump setup, so we'll have to wait until we can afford to do that. In the meantime, we're going to have some fun. So anyway, like normal, like, share, subscribe. Sorry, it's freezing cold in here. My nose is running. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. We're going to start actually uploading videos to some other platforms as well. Not really sure what's going to happen in the near future. So if you are on some of those alternative platforms, search for Slower Than You and you'll find us on there as well. And click join button if you want to help us out a ton. That all is still working, as we're currently on this platform still, and we plan on staying on it as long as they allow us to. So we'll see you on the next one.